Hello, and welcome back to Mr. B Teaches History. Today's lecture will focus on the goals and accomplishments of the presidents and candidates who attempted to reform society during the Progressive Era. So let's get started. Theodore Roosevelt took over as president after the assassination of President William McKinley in 1901, and this shot the progressive movement into high gear because he believed that the president should set a legislative agenda instead of just leading the executive branch. Roosevelt was a president who consistently sided with labor unions and strikes. He wanted a square deal for both workers and management. He became more popular when he started to enforce the poorly written Sherman Antitrust Act and breaking up monopolies and trusts throughout the nation. He also passed legislation that regulated railroads from giving rebates to favored customers and fixed rates to just and reasonable levels. Due to the work of muckrakers, 2 laws were passed to ensure honesty in the packaging of food and drugs, as well as regular sanitation inspections in the meatpacking plants. Lastly, he championed the preservation of nature and the nation's natural resources by first setting aside over 150 million acres of land to not be sold, second, by providing money for irrigation products, third, promoting coordinated federal and state efforts towards conservation of natural environments. His popularity led him to 2 terms in the White House after being re-elected in 1904, but these acts spanned both terms in office. William Howard Taft was Teddy Roosevelt's handpicked successor to the presidency, who handily defeated third-time Democratic Party nominee William Jennings Bryan. Taft built on Roosevelt's trust-busting by prosecuting twice as many cases, including a merger approved of by President Roosevelt, who took it as a personal attack. He also passed new laws to suspend railroad rates and oversee telephone and telegraph companies. Taft also added large tracts of land in the Appalachian Mountains to the National Forest Reserves, but upset Roosevelt again by firing a Roosevelt appointee, Gifford Pinchot. He also raised tariffs on imports, which caused even more of a split in the Republican Party between the conservatives and the progressives. This led Roosevelt to run for a 3rd term, attempting to win the Republican nomination over his hand-picked and successful successor. The Socialist Party, under the leadership of Eugene V. Debs, advocated for many progressive causes in the early 1900s. Debs ran for president 5 times, once from prison, and won over 1 million votes in those campaigns. They championed ideas that would eventually be accepted in modern America, including public ownership of utilities, worker compensation insurance, minimum wage laws, the 8-hour workday, and old age retirement pensions for employees. Taft was nominated for president by the Republican Party because Roosevelt's supporters were excluded from the voting. So Roosevelt ran as a third-party candidate under the Progressive Bull Moose Party banner. The Democrats united under the governor of New Jersey, Woodrow Wilson. Eugene G. Debs also ran for the Socialist Party. In the end, the race was ultimately between Wilson and Roosevelt. Roosevelt's New Nationals wanted more government regulation on business and unions, social welfare programs, and women's suffrage. Wilson's New Freedom would limit big business and big government to bring about reforms ending corruption and supporting small businesses to revive competition. Wilson won the Electoral College, but not the popular vote. Republicans were split between Taft and Roosevelt. The strong support of multiple progressive candidates proved that these reformers had strong support. Wilson, like Roosevelt, believed that the president should actively lead Congress and appeal directly to the people to support their legislative programs. He talked about bringing back conditions of free and fair competition while attacking tariffs, banking, and trusts. Wilson first lowered the tariff raised by President Taft and raised the income tax rates to compensate. He set up the Federal Reserve Board to provide stability and flexibility to the United States financial system by regulating interest rates and bank reserves. He also created the Federal Trade Commission to protect consumers from unfair trade practices in any industry except those already regulated. He strengthened antitrust laws to break up monopolies and exempted unions from these antitrust laws. He created federal loan banks to provide low-interest rate loans to farmers. Lastly, he prohibited the shipment of interstate commerce any products made by children under the age of 14.
If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or clarifications you would like to make about this lecture, please leave a comment below. If you learned something new, please consider leaving a like. If you would like to receive notifications of more content like this, please consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. If you would like to support this channel and Creator financially, please check out the links in the description for merchandise or sites that will provide me direct financial support for the work of this channel. Thank you for your time and have a great day. Class dismissed.